In February of 2009, the Orange County Great Park reached a milestone. The Orange County Great Park Corporation Board unanimously approved a comprehensive park design. After 4 years of planning, the Great Park moved from the planning and comprehensive design stage to the production phase. Development of the first 500 acres of the 1,347-acre park has begun. For many individuals, moving the Great Park from a vision to reality represents years of struggle and planning, from the fight to stop an international airport to construction. Each individual has a story to tell. They are stories of struggle, triumph, pride, excitement, and anticipation. And you'll hear those stories from some of those personalities in their own words.
For years now, we've been talking about the opportunity to transform a decommissioned military base into a great metropolitan park. Of course, all that was preceded by about 10 years of struggle throughout the county as to whether we would have a great metropolitan park on the one hand or an international airport. I'm happy to say the park vision prevailed. And now that we're moving from talking about it to actual construction, it just is a very, very rewarding moment.
My vision for an Orange County Great Park has always been one of both local and international distinction. Our park will not only be a center for culture and community, but it will also be a place for innovation.
It's in between a city park and a national park, and it's going to be less manicured and kind of less packaged than a local park, but it's going to be more refined than a national park. It's really a metropolitan park because it's going to serve a metropolitan region.
But ultimately this project is going to be grand enough and large enough in scale and diversity of amenities where it's going to be inviting regional folks in. And it's going to have a regional impact on our area.
What excites me is that we are activating the park early. Rather than just sequestering the land and slowly building a park and planning an opening day way out in the future somewhere.
We have our preview park, which is really the temporary direction we're moving in to excite the community to what the future will hold as we develop the park.
I think this is a smart move to move on, building by section, and then that section will become available for citizens' use.
We brought in the Great Park balloon as a way of introducing people, creating quite literally a platform 400 feet in the air so people can see the park and its evolution. They can see the evolution of land uses over time.
It's a question of how you put in the early things like the preview park that give a taste, and then how you follow up with the features like the soccer fields, the sports park, and the bosque. How you then start to do the grading and build the lake and the canyons so the cultural terrace can come along, and then how the botanical garden can come along after that, and how you imagine that it's going to take 20 or 30 years for the trees to become really big and provide the shade. So it's really a big question of doing something over time.
And right over here is where the lake is going to be. It'll snuggle up against this. And the Botanic Garden will be near where we were in that building right behind us. And so you kind of get a feel for the scale of this place, which is really, really huge place. And we're lucky to have this piece of ground in the middle of Orange County. It's a really, really good thing.
What also excites me is the opening up the areas for farming. We're going to be growing a lot of produce crops, a lot of tree crops. We have thousands of citrus trees that were donated to the park that we currently have in our holding yard over here that I'm maintaining. They're going to go out into the ag district. So we're going to see a land that's going to really come to fruition in sustainable ways, but in ways that people are really going to appreciate as far as the beauty and its resource. So I'm excited about seeing things get done and get built.
Many different, since the scale is so large, there will be many different features that people can enjoy. Serene area, or certain buildings, or certain programs, certain balloon ride, etc. So that should be exciting to everybody, not only me. It is a great addition to add to the city of Irvine. City of Irvine has been known as a best city in many different categories.
But it'll attract people from all over, from San Diego, from LA. We're so well positioned with the freeways and with the rail lines that once we get underway here with our programming and our construction and open up some of these amenities, we're going to be able to attract people from as far south as San Diego and certainly as far north as Los Angeles.
So to me, I want a beautiful park with all of the amenities that people would expect in a great metropolitan park, but at the end of the day, just as buildings don't make communities, people make communities. It won't be the fields and the terraces and the corridors that will make the park. It's the people who will make the park. So I'm excited that people have been such an important part of this park planning process and that now they're getting to enjoy the park as it evolves.
Even the name, the Great Park, was a product of public opinion surveying, that people liked the notion of a great park. And so the public has had a great influence on the shaping of this thing.
I think it's going to be the community that is going to make this park what it is. It's just going to be exciting to see people in Orange County come with their families and their children and really make it livable, workable, and a park that is something that people, will just cherish for years to come.
As each phase of the Great Park is built, our community and others will have memorable visits. We like to say, we are not just building a good park, but we are building a great park.
It's not going to all happen at once. I think people need to understand it's going to take time, but every year there's going to be more park here, and it's going to grow, and it's going to be a fabulous place.
I think what excites me most is the very idea that we can take what was a pretty bleak part of the metropolitan landscape, namely a flat, barren military base, and that through planning, through design, through citizen participation, we could transform it into one of the great metropolitan parks, not only in the country, but in the world.
The first phase of development will cover approximately 500 acres of the Great Park. 3 distinct areas are included in this phase, including a recreation district, an agriculture district, and a lake and cultural district. During this phase, significant amounts of earth will be moved and large sections of runway will be removed to create the 3 districts. The features within the 3 districts include tournament-level soccer fields in the sports park, the completion of the preview park surrounding the Great Park Balloon, a working farm, event lawns, picnic meadows, a cultural terrace site, a performance bowl, a lake, as well as walking and bicycle paths.